gas plants. Okay, but as a part of our company, we have a history of manufacturing gas plant. I'm coming here with a big project proposal, and I'm trying to educate you what are these plants are and what we have to do at these sites and how it can impact the company financially and long-term liability-wise also. So with that one, you guys are all executives. These are manufactured gas plant sites. This is the site map where we have all these, we used to have these plants. You can see that one mostly concentrated on the southern part of the Michigan, and a couple of them, there is one on the far near Sault Ste. Marie, which we never operated. It was not our distribution area, but we owned it because we bought a company that had that plant. So as part of the legal requirements, when you own a company, you own everything. They are very popular in 1800s and mid-1900s. If you take a timeline, this is between the electric bulb and the oil lamp. It is about 100 years of operation where people got light from the manufactured gas plant sites. So they were very popular in mid-1800s to mid-1900s. And the process is very simple. You distill the coal. You heat the coal so hot it emits gases, which is nothing but methane. And you take the gas and pipe it to each individual facility, which is basically a house or a department store or something like that. And you have a lamp which burns this oil, this gas, and gives you light. So it's very simple technology. Only thing is, it's a very bad technology too, because the byproduct of this coal burning is tar, coal tar. Coal tar has got a lot of hazardous contaminants. And many times in those days, they used to use it as a byproduct for roofs. And it's a nice insulation, nice material. So they used to use it for a lot of things. And we're not going to go into the byproduct part because we are not that much interested on that one. And these are chemical plants. For all practical purposes, these are considered as a chemical plants, and these are considered as the top of the line at that time, technology-wise. We have 23 of them. We used to, I should say, and we owned them between 1930s and 1950s. And the natural gas came in around 1920. Okay, that's when people start discovering that, yeah, I can get natural gas from the ground. Then, and of course, 1912 is the light bulb came in. So light bulb and natural gas are the direct competition to the MGP, and by 1950, all these plants were pretty much wiped out from the face of the earth. About 1,500 in US alone. Peak capacity, anytime, there are small ones. We have seen some plants in less than 1 acre and up to 48 acres. That means 8 million cubic feet of gas can be produced in a single day. Apart from this, and right now, we own only a small portion of this land. The plants are pretty much, are gone. By 1950, everything is gone. They are very important in the American history. And we should say that as a company which is 125 years of history, we played a major role in the manufactured gas plants. In the World War I time, and also in the Great Depression, they were considered as the best employment because people really worked harder, and it's a very hard work. You are working in the temperature of like working in a steel mill, worse than that. And they took pride. And this is something that I wanted to talk about. Our mission was served to customers then also, even now today. And we are providing light to our customers. And that's the important message we have to convey to our MPSC, because that's what it will lead to my next half of the presentation. The plants used to be like that. These are the aerial views of a couple of plants which are owned by us now. And today, they are like this. They are very well developed. You can see the bottom one, bottom right-hand, left-hand, right-hand corner is the Lansing Service Center. And note the features. They always are located near railroads or a river, because that's how coal used to come there. 1950s, plants were gone. 1980s, things started to get a different shape. Environmental became a big industry. CERCLA came in 1980. That's after the Bhopal incident. You might have heard about it, where the isocyanate gas killed a lot of people overnight. And Michigan enacted a lot of regulations. And suddenly by 1990, they became liabilities of the company. Because from 1950s to 1990, these properties were never considered as contaminated because of the change in the public policy. So why we are doing this one is this change in environmental protection and public policy. That's what is asking us to do something at these plants. We did everything as a company. They operated these plants very nicely. This is what the state-of-the-art practices were. Today, we may consider them completely different because of the environmental regulations and everything. But other than that, we didn't do anything wrong there. So, but however, based on the Part 201, we are responsible for the remediation of these sites because of the former plant operation and of course the coal tar, which is a very hazardous substance. This is the picture I would like to emphasize. This is a risks category. For environmental risk, you've got to have a source, you've got to have a transport mechanism, and you have to have a receptor. That means that you've got to have a contamination, you've got to a way to the contamination should reach somebody, or sensitive receptor, and there is somebody to receive it. If one of them is missing, then the risk picture is not complete. So you've got to add all three of them, that gives you the risk. This is an example site. You can see this one. On the left-hand side, you've got a cross-section of a site, and the dark green is the contamination moving. And you see on the top a small ditch. It's a river. And here we have a source, which is a coal tar. Transport mechanism is the groundwater, because once it reaches the groundwater, it starts move with the groundwater. And receptor is the river. So the cycle is complete. So for all practical purposes, we have a risk. You can see the risk there, which I identified as a groundwater surface water interface. That's what they call it. So we need a remediation. When you need a remediation, you got to spend money. And our remediation for this one, you can see that the surface features, it's a parking lot, it's a university building. Okay, we are planning, we have to remediate the entire river. These are the various things we do in a typical remediation scenario. On the left-hand side, you can see the instrumentation. We have to have a typical wastewater treatment plant. And you can see the middle one is the coal tar. That's how you will see it. In the coal tar, it's black, gooey liquid coming out. And you can see a lot of other pictures where we have to remove the soils by excavation and all those things. City is working on this site since 1990s. We already spent about $85 million. And we're going to be spending another $128 million in the next 20 years on these sites. Questions?
Okay, timer.